Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the JAR Media Podcast.
A bunch of limeys coming in tonight.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night. A bunch of limeys coming in tonight.
Who's the limiest around here?
You are.
Why is it always me? I'm always the guy who's sleeping like... I'm always the guy who's the limiest. I'm always the guy...
Well, maybe, it's
If you stop being the guy.
The guy from Free Guy. So I'm also the most like Ryan.
What, with your tiny eyes?
I figured out who actually has the tiniest eyes around.
Who?
Donald Trump. You ever looked at his eyes?
He does
No,
have
he has
small
no,
eyes.
but he
He's
has
got like lizard eyes.
no, but he has the tiniest everything. Like his fingers, tiny.
Does he?
Yeah. His height, tiny. That's why he has those shoes that like tilt.
Oh, they make him stand like a centaur.
Yeah.
I forgot about
No,
that.
that's like a whole body frame, isn't it? He wears like an...
He wears an exosuit underneath his suit.
Yeah. And it like forms his... Like, he's got the perfect anterior pelvic tilt.
That's Sigma. That's Sigma.
That is Sigma. It would be intimidating, though.
No, but
Yeah.
if it was on anyone else but him,
No, he would intimidate you.
he wouldn't intimidate
No,
me.
if he went, you're fired.
Imagine if he could hover. You know,
He
like
just-
that-
I feel
he would-
like he can.
He'd just be Harkonnen.
yeah, exactly.
He would
Yeah.
just be Harkonnen.
I don't know what that means.
You know, Dune,
Dune,
the bad guy,
the floating guy.
the hovering
Dune.
obese guy.
Yeah. Harkonnen. They owned the planet before the Arrakis had control of the planet.
Man, you guys are...
When they were trying, they would be moved over by the Empire of Man, the Imperium, to collect spice on the planet.
The planet you can't even remember the name of.
So on this episode
Tatooine, you idiot.
of Warhammer 40k,
Well, good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gents, and welcome to the JAR Media Posdact episode. What is this?
322.
322. I'm your host, Alex, joined by Jim and James.
Peace out.
Come on, guys. Maybe I should give you guys a little nickname like the old days.
No,
Yeah.
I don't need any more nicknames.
No, we can whip out one of the old ones for you, James, or should I say... Sausage Crumbler.
That was never one.
It was. That's the one you came up with.
No,
That was definitely one of yours.
not
Nothing.
true.
No,
Pierce?
that's definitely one of yours.
Pierce, yeah. Let's stick with Pierce.
Just that was gonna be my name. That's not really a nickname. That just was my name.
Was actually your parents were going to name you Pierce?
No.
Pierce
Oh my
Morgan.
god! Do you know
We did talk about this.
we've talked about this before? Your lore memory is atrocious.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
talked about
My
Pierce.
memory's bad anyway, let alone when it's
Yeah,
for
unless it's
specific-
like Dune characters.
Well, yeah, that I'll remember. Because I actually like need to remember that, you know.
Okay.
When are you guys going to review the Paw Patrol movie?
I refuse to watch.
Paw Patrol.
The Paw Patrol, more like the police. Paw P-O-O-R.
Mm. Anyway, before we get too deep into the show, let me shout out the JAR Media patrons that make the audio versions possible and get their names read out, if they are the right tier or above. What's Pierce laughing about now?
Just a good joke that you didn't respect.
Yeah, you flew under your radar.
That was pretty funny,
I
I thought.
Yeah, guys. Guys, hello.
Yo, what's up?
This is normally the part where we do the housekeeping segment where we round off conversations from the previous episode.
I'm kidding. I love cleaning up.
I don't.
I actually love
If it's
the-
yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what. Sea Lion has our first one here. He left this comment, a biting criticism.
How would you know it's a he?
What? What did I say?
He.
Did I?
Sea lion is not gender
That could be anyone.
specific. Yeah, you've got to use they.
I'm confused what
Lions
I
are
said.
quite masculine, though.
Sea lions aren't they?
No,
They're
that's true.
androgynous.
That's true.
So you get clowned with science, dumbass.
I don't even know what I said.
You said he.
Yeah.
Sea Lion, he lion said incels.
Okay, now but he's a fuck him.
Incels.
Incels, what
What's
about...
his profile picture, though?
What about them?
What's their profile picture?
It's them and their dog.
No, show me.
No, we're not going to be anything about that one of these. Which
Bro, he's calling us incels. He's clearly an incel.
You just said he.
Oh, no. Hey.
Oh.
Well, no, Alex just specified that it was him and his dog. So Alex
but he might be throwing you off to get you under the bus with him.
Oh, yeah. Alex is the type to go down with me.
What about incels, though? What did we talk about?
He's calling...
Well, I assume it's an insult.
Yeah, they're calling us incels.
Ah, okay. Touche.
Deluxe Distraight says, you guys are like a straight podcast for queer people. I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, so nobody who's straight is watching this. I'm not straight.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Andrew Pohl said, knew the second Alex said pot and pre, James was going to hate it. And Pot and Pre said, Pot and Pre, gentlemen. Along with being the only Hawaiian mighty, I'm proud to say...
That's been proven wrong, though. They aren't the only Hawaiian...
By who?
Almighty.
Huh?
I am the Hawaiian mighty.
Let him have this.
I'm proud to say I, as well, am the only Latter-day Saint, Mormon, mighty. And would like to tell little James that he's in good luck if he wanted to be an Asian in the pre-mortal life. When we were all spirits before coming here to get bodies, we could all be classified as angels, so technically James was once a sweet angel.
I still am.
This is a Mormon podcast, I'll give you that. I'll give you that, my friend. I'll give you that. Albino Basilisk says, just wanted to shout out the JARlings. I almost crapped myself in a place where I usually wouldn't be comfortable announcing needing to use the bathroom. But then I thought back to all the JARlings who ruined countless underwear, countless pants, countless enduring permanent embarrassment. And I countlessly finally put my foot down. So I just excused myself, said I was going to get gas for my vehicle, and then just asked to use the bathroom. Boom. It was that simple. Stay strong, Jar.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't poo yourself, but you're not a JARling until you have. So, sorry. Try again next time.
That is one of the university entry requirements.
University?
Yeah, Jar University.
JAR University.
Oh. Yep.
You need at least 3 E's.
Oh.
Or U's, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make it a bit better. 3.
Okay, who here has had a U?
I have.
I have, I think.
Damn, we're all U's.
What did you get a U in?
Religious studies. One of the questions was misogynistic, so I said, this is misogynistic, I'm not answering it, and I got told off, and I got a U. It was some shit like, prove while in the Bible women are lesser than men. I was like, no, off. And I got a U.
It's actually because women are formed from a bone of man, that being the rib of man.
A rib. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, so I ain't gonna be misogynistic in my paper for some exam.
Well, no, but explaining why something is misogynistic doesn't make you misogynistic.
No, but it wasn't asking us. Oh yeah, I guess it was. It's a misogynistic question.
I think I got a B in religious studies.
Yeah, there was loads of coursework for me, so I just copied Wikipedia pages and pasted them and just got a B.
See, Alex was ChatGPT before ChatGPT.
If you did...
No, because my logic was like, surely this isn't going to work. So I did it once, it worked. And then I just kept doing it and it worked.
Yeah, no, but was this coursework or was this homework or was it...
It was coursework.
For what? No, but you don't do coursework for religious studies unless you chose it.
I did do coursework though.
See, this is the thing. I never did homework ever. I've never done any homework.
Really?
Yeah, and they never told me off. So why'd I do it?
Damn.
That is a big thing.
What, homework?
No, discipline.
Like, what do you think should have happened to James for not doing his homework?
Physical abuse.
No more Call of Duty, boy.
The only time I ever got detention was because I sat under a table.
Were you hiding?
No, it's just like I was in set 10. I was so low at languages, which is funny. It's just like they were all the really unwell behaved kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all they're doing is like punching computers. So I'm gonna go sit under a table in the hallway, and then she saw me under the table and gave me instant after school detention. And then all the kids who were smashing up computers got away. They went.
She thought you were being naughty.
Yeah, and it's just like,
yeah.
And obviously I went to detention and then they let me go early. So it's just like, what was I disciplined over? It didn't change my trajectory in life, being disciplined.
No, but that's being disciplined for the wrong thing. See,
Yeah.
I had 2 detentions. In school.
You had more than me. Just saying something.
I had 2, right? One was because, on like whiteboard pens,
Yeah.
they had like a bit of plastic around
Yeah.
them with like the label and stuff. I peeled that off because like this, you just can't help it. There was like a little strand ready to be pulled, so I pulled on it. And she was like, "You broke my pen. You got to stay here on your lunch break because you broke my pen." And I was like,
Oh, see, that's not an after school. That's just a detention.
Well, that's still detention.
It
I got after school ones in sixth form, but sixth form isn't even real. So,
See,
but my other one was for I didn't bring colouring pens.
Ah, I know exactly who gave you that one.
Yeah, top G.
Oh my god.
See,
Yeah,
this is the thing,
bad
but
man.
in primary school, I never had a break. In like year 5, 6, I never had a lunch break. Because I was in detention all the time, because I was just awful.
You were quite a bad boy.
Yeah, I was awful. And then I became a loser in secondary school, and here I am.
You saying you should have kept being a bad boy?
No, because then I would life trajectory would have been different. What I'm saying is, don't follow the rules. Don't pay taxes.
Oh. But definitely. What? Guys, I got a story for you. I found something.
Cool.
I like going on hikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went for a hike the other day, an area I've never been before. I was mapping it out, right?
Do you bring like a pencil and a bit of scrap paper and like actually?
Yeah, I like Red Dead.
Like Hollow Knight sort of.
I went like nearby. There's all these like fields and stuff. I just went exploring, right?
Oh yeah.
I stumble into this field and I see. Do you know what a kite is?
It's a bird.
Bird.
It's a native bird to the UK.
It's a bird of prey.
Mm-hmm.
The smallest bird of prey, actually. I'm pretty sure.
They're called kites
they're
because they
big.
look like a kite in the sky when they're flying.
Yeah, they're big birds. They
They
got
got the
like
silhouette.
Actually, no, kites are bigger than ospreys, and we have ospreys here.
Yeah, we got a bunch here. But yeah, I was wandering around and I see a fair few kites and I'm like, this is getting a bit scary. I look in the distance, I see a line of trees,
right.
And what do I see in the trees? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10.
Yeah, okay.
I found the den of kites. It's real.
Like where they gather.
Yeah.
The council.
There were tens and tens of kites.
You know what? I thought.
I guess many kids have lost them recently.
Lost what? Oh, I get it.
When you were first telling the story and you were like, "Oh, I got a bit scared," I was thinking, man, what a actual like pathetic human, And then, but now that you've described the end of it, I think that many kites would scare me.
No, I think it's lit.
It was difficult because as I started walking closer, they started taking off. But that's just a little snapshot of how many I was seeing.
God, it's like the Battle of Britain.
Yeah. For those listening, there's like a picture of like 6 birds.
Yeah,
Just flying.
This is one of the treelet up there. Perching.
There's 3.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it was a great moment because I was like, it was kind of a grounding moment. I was like, the den of kites is real. There's one that's scooting off. I was like, have I wandered into Birdemic 3?
So
Oh my god, that was fucking
there's been an influx of kites ever
Yes.
since, because like in the UK for you foreigners, we're in a crisis.
A kite.
I don't think we're in a crisis.
No, the country is in crisis, and
Bro, the country's
we-
country's been in crisis for ages.
no, but like it's been getting worse and worse and worse, and we've like
Are you talking about
breached-
birds?
no, we've breached crisis, And the answer to the crisis
It's a PC graphic upgrade. Graphics card upgrade.
That's my answer. But what the councillors have been doing, the town councillors,
the local government,
the town council, every local government is like, oh, everything's falling apart. We're all getting poorer. Build more houses. So houses.
They give the crier a few kites to release, and they're like, "This will balance."
No, but
things.
but ever since this estate appeared, and they do appear, like there'll just be like 20 houses suddenly in a place that used to be a field, and then like 30 houses in another. But the amount of kites I see every day now, since these houses,
yeah,
I don't know if it's like part of the scheme, you know. Or the kite regime, you know?
What do you think of that conspiracy theory that's like birds aren't real?
But let's not even give attention to it. Come on.
Well, it's nice.
Well, no,
birds not being real.
Yeah, it's humour.
No, but how can you prove that they are real?
Well, they're animals. We've got evidence of their evolution. We've got hundreds and hundreds of.
What, you have this evidence?
Yeah. Give me a
has this
shotgun
evidence?
and I can give you proof that they're real.
No, but like, we don't know the level to which the government is capable.
They're actually surveillance. They're biological surveillance drones.
Yeah.
If they were,
Alfred Hitchcock was onto something. Alfred Hitchcock was onto something. Alfred Hitch kite fan cock was onto something.
Maybe you were onto something, Alex.
Maybe I was on something.
See, no,
What's all this guys?
you say this, so you're saying you see less of them than you used to.
No, I see more, way
there are
more.
more kites
There's
than humans.
so many more.
We live in the country, bro. They're seasonal.
No. More have appeared since there has been less country. There are more now than ever, and there's also more houses than ever.
I always see
They
kites.
need more kites. They need more birds to surveil.
Mm.
The bigger the bird, the bigger the
I just
cone
think
of surveillance.
what happens when humans start, populating a certain
Pooing and weeing.
Wats. What do kites eat? Vermin. Boom. Like, I see loads... Well,
No, okay,
actually,
wait.
you see it, you're in the country.
Wait. So I
Bro,
was walking this morning, quite early. This estate, right?
Yeah.
Another estate has appeared next to this estate.
They grow.
Yeah, they grow. They're
like bacteria.
They're like a fungus, you know?
Yeah.
That just grows and grows. And I was walking down the hill, and it was the darndest thing, right? Walking down the hill, through the estate, and 2 swans are just walking up the road.
Oh, those. Paisley loves those swans.
Yeah, you know those very swans, but they were just walking up the road. Like
Just chilling.
they were up the road, you know?
See, now, rest in peace, Queenie. Now we're allowed to just kill as many swans as we want.
Yeah, true.
Try it.
Bro,
I almost had to. They're vicious.
Yeah. They'll, like, gut you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll pick you up by your hair and just...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You guys are pottoming my pre right now.
Well, no, it's just like your bird conspiracy has been saved for a future video that we've been having in the works for years. So we're accumulating evidence
Decades.
that is going to generally break everything. If you think Andrew Taylor's the star, you've not seen what's coming.
What's that thing? Does he do that, or is it...
No, he does this, and he does like a really cute dance.
Like Mr. Burns.
Well, guys, there's a couple more topics I want to throw out there if you're done with the kite thing. You done with the kite thing, guys? Got any more to say about the kites, guys?
Least favourite predator...
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I like condors more, like Operation Condor.
Okay,
They are fired.
can we move on from...
I don't mind just making
The
this one about
CIA's
birds.
secret operation to destabilize socialist parties in Latin America that led to the torture and death of hundreds of thousands of people.
Condors?
Operation Condor.
I love condors. Biggest wingspan.
Yeah,
Got a
really,
little fun
really
fact
cool.
for you.
Really cool animals. Do you want to know another cool fact?
What else are they
Funerals
capable
shouldn't happen.
of? Oh, because of the
Let's-
sky burials?
Yeah, sky burials are like the best thing
Yeah,
ever.
but that is like a funeral.
No, yeah, but it's glorious. Having birds whip you apart is like the most glorious thing imaginable. We need to make the respect of the dead cool again. So the goal should be to die and have the most like metal death going.
There are some animals I wouldn't want to be eaten by, though. Especially
Like-
some birds.
What about fish?
Piranhas, like
Ocean
in a piranha
bird.
tank, just throw the body in. And
No, just
like,
in the ocean.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna. It needs to be witnessed. You know, like Mad Max.
Okay,
Every-
well, have
you
like
have
a
to be
submarine
witnessed.
follow you.
Yeah, fill all your
Have James
family
Cameron
with a
follow
nuclear in a nuclear submarine and let them watch. Or like, bring my body down to the lowest point in the ocean,
And watch it just like be...
explode,
No, it'd be compressed.
and then eaten by one of those weird.
Take the body all the way down to the bottom and then launch it up and then it'll explode.
like a firework.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Guys, I want to talk about some fresh cringe that's just dropped. Well, not just
JARCast episode
Yeah, was it the
322.
previous episode?
aside from that. This will probably anger you guys and it'll anger people, but Alex Wizard actually left this topic for us. There was a new Star Wars movie announced with Rey and takes place after the sequels. Bet Jim is pumped for that one, eh? It was Star Wars Celebration like a week or two ago. They made some announcements. Like a really good idea. Like a Rey movie.
Yeah, they did. You told me about this the other day.
And you guys didn't believe me. I don't know what it's called. Rey. The new one.
Yeah.
I hope it's actually this is all a decoy and it's like a movie about Rey from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That would unironically be superior.
No, generally that would actually be a better movie, and it would actually be more culturally significant than all of
I
Star
just-
Wars films
like,
combined.
like the Ghost in the Shell live action movie.
That was fire. That was fire. Let's talk about that movie.
I haven't even seen it.
No, it's not very good.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked terrible.
Yes, it's awful. It doesn't do any justice to Ghost in the Shell. I'm
Exactly.
a passionate hater about over the live action adaptation.
Okay, so far on IMDb at least, we're looking 2027 Star Wars New
Jesus.
Jedi Order.
20...
New Jedi Order meaning new
Meaning-
trilogy.
They're gonna do the thing that everyone wanted to see Luke do, but with Rey doing it instead.
So...
Yeah, really like strange like director as well they've chosen. It's this woman who's made a bunch of like documentaries. I don't know, like just what are they doing? Why?
You know what? I stopped caring.
Yeah.
The nail in the coffin for me was Obi-Wan.
Really? Did
So
that
like
actually
Well, yeah, it was like if they'd have brought in some trash actor, like and just been like he's Obi-Wan now, and then done an Obi-Wan show, it'd be like whatever. It'd be like, but they
Yeah.
brought Ewan McGregor back like as a
They
kid.
brought Hayden.
Yeah. They brought these like childhood figures back, and it was like you're going to watch this, and I was like absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and then they just spat in my face for like
Yeah, they
6
fucked it.
hours or however long.
like
that trash
the
was.
majority of their projects at this point they've did.
Yeah.
They
They rush it out the gate, and it's all just about like, you know, just making it for the sake of it. It never feels like there's someone behind a project and they're like, I just love this thing and I really want to make it. It's like forced out the door.
And the one thing that was kind of like holding them right was kind of the surprise success of Mando, right? I don't think anyone was expecting it to be as like popular and successful and the whole Baby Yoda shit and all that. But they've ruined that as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I realized I didn't care anymore when season 3 of Mando started, and I didn't even like think to go and watch it.
Because it's finished now. It finished the other day, and it's bad. Like it's bad. It's obvious that like there's the rumors are like Jon Favreau fell out with Kathleen Kennedy. That what's his name? You know, Pedro Pascal was apparently beefing with people and wasn't happy with the direction the project was going. the worst thing about season 2 for me was like this, like Bo-Katan and all this stuff. Like I don't care really about this character, but they just turned season 3 into like she's the main character all of a sudden, and it's like, but I don't care about any of this. Like the whole hook of all of this was kind of destroyed in the Book of Boba Fett show. They marveled it. Like as soon as the Disney Plus stuff came in, and they were like, saturate. Just like with the Marvel stuff, and it's like this thread's just pulled so thin, and there's like nothing to it. And like the end of season 2 was like crazy fan servicey, right, of Mando. But it had this like emotional payoff with the Baby Yoda stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
well, that's the bit I cared more about.
That's the heart of it. Yeah, it was about like that little connection, that little father-son dynamic, and the humor and the cuteness of it, or whatever. But yeah, they ended that thread, and instead of letting it go in a spin-off show, they have an episode where they finish an arc of 2 characters unrelated to the show, and then sabotage their 3rd season from having a moment, or a 4th season. Supposedly they weren't supposed to even meet each other for like 2 more seasons or something.
Which would have been better. It's like
yeah.
It's like Disney doesn't understand like the basics of like. I think one of the reasons The Force Awakens was so hyped was the starvation of Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know, the lack of something like creates a demand for it.
Yeah.
When you just flood the market with your stuff, it's like supply and demand.
That's what was so special, like being a kid, the era we were, where like there was something extra juicy about like The Force Awakens coming out. Sorry, The Force Unleashed. Sorry, I'm getting confused. And it's like, man, we're so like starved for new Star Wars stuff. This is like, this gives something that otherwise wouldn't really be that special, this extra like meaning. Whereas now where it's like, it's spoiled.
That's an area where the only area where Star Wars still works for me is in video games.
Yeah.
Because that is like a starved market, and it's what is that one called?
It's Fallen Order and that lot.
Fallen Order, yeah.
Whatever the new one is, Jedi Survivor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. But it's like the team you give it to. Like it's Respawn, they clearly care about the IP.
But it's also that
design.
like that era in the Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
You know, because that's not post the original trilogy, so it's not screwed by the new ones.
And they've almost, with how good Andor is as well, and when no one's seeing it, they've like carved out this section of the fan base that they've given this little like glimmer of, man, this is what like this is kind of cool and like a different angle. But again, it's like devised the audience. It's like some people are really against it and don't want that, and they want the more fantasy silly stuff. But then Mando sucks, and it's all just like a joke.
Mando was the one thing
that was holding it together. Yeah. I'm surprised it was a 2-year hiatus from the previous season. Like, yeah, it's just not good, man. It's not. The other, I guess, only hopeful thing they announced was, you know, the director of Logan, James Mangold. He's doing a Star Wars movie, supposedly, which is about, like, set, like, thousands of years ago type thing, like, completely unrelated.
Right. I mean...
Yeah. It's just...
As a whole, like, I just don't care.
It's not an exciting IP anymore.
No, it's
and that's
not.
the truth.
Yeah, they killed it. They did everything wrong. They made every possible mistake.
They destroyed it in order to try and bring back the money they spent on it, which now is a drop in the ocean, like comparatively. Like for some of these sales that are going on now, these like ridiculous sales for some of these properties and companies that are going. Because it was what, 4 billion or something?
Yeah, it was a crazy amount of money.
That's like, just the trilogy alone, their shitty trilogy probably made that back and more. Like, I don't know. Just let it die, you know? Just leave.
Yeah, nothing can save it.
No. But otherwise, guys, we probably all got a couple of things to shout out for things we've been enjoying at the moment, things we've been consuming. What's like the best thing for you right now in terms of that goodness? Something that's what are your I'm gonna put on my stories. What's that gonna be for you right now?
My stories.
Yeah. You go home and you're gonna put your stories on. What are you gonna put on?
Nostalgia.
In the
form of Batman. I've been consuming as much Batman as possible.
Like,
hopefully not the fucking Dark Knight.
No, I haven't watched The Dark Knight. No, Batman the animated series. Which is like, for us, I can say, I don't remember ever seeing it on like TV.
No.
But we had VHS tapes.
That's what it was. It was
kids.
the tapes, yeah.
And like, goddamn, what a fantastic show. You know, it's
seminal.
Yeah, it's like the best media realization of that character that has ever been. You know?
Yeah.
And like, it's obviously like made for kids. But there's certain stuff in it that's like the writers like clearly tried. They
had an understanding and knew how to adapt it.
Yeah, and the themes and everything in each episode, like, and they do like vary in quality quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which is typical for like serialized Saturday morning cartoons.
Especially with how many episodes there are too.
But when you get a juicy one, I watched the Mr. Freeze episode yesterday. It's
really
incredible.
Good. And especially like the way it like feeds into the Arkham games and stuff, and the same voice cast.
Yeah, because that's something I've also been playing at the minute. I just finished Arkham Asylum the other week and started Arkham City. Arkham City is like...
Is that the one?
It's got to be in my top 5 games, like,
really?
of all time. It's so good. I underestimated how good it was. And the step from Asylum to City was just bonkers.
It was huge.
You know? But I was on a Spider-Man binge, like, the other month. Now I'm on a Batman binge.
You've shifted. What about you, James? What have
City,
you got?
no. I think I can't say this because I've consumed City through everyone but myself. I've seen City played through completely because I've seen you play it. Because that was what we did back then, was watch Batman. And having played Asylum, I can never play City. Even though I know it's the better one. Like, objectively it's better, but Asylum is like the golden one for me. Because my first experience was
I was always
own.
an Asylum fan.
Asylum's cool, but there's like pretty big flaws with it.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
It's got like a bit of jank.
Yeah, it's got a bit of jank.
But it's cool though. That was I guess I give it extra credit for like kind of changing the whole like IP tie-in game type thing.
Yeah.
Because didn't it come out around The Dark Knight coming out?
Yeah, it did. It was like a year later or
yeah,
something. And Rocksteady at the time were like a tiny studio.
Yeah. That was extra impressive. Yeah, makes it extra sad.
No,
it's Suicide Squad game, but
yeah, but like no shade at Asylum, but they looked at Asylum and identified everything wrong with it, and just like
how do we expand this? Yeah,
They did game development the right way. They improved upon what they've made, not just remade it.
The only bad thing was that was around the what did they call them? The season pass, the online pass era, where there was like the Catwoman DLC.
Yeah. So and they had like intended on Catwoman just like those sections just being in the game.
Yeah,
but then Warner Bros. Were like, whoa, hold up, just take this out.
Carve it out, yeah.
Yeah, and it does affect the like flow of the story. I think I'm sure it would have been different if it wasn't so like harsh.
Yeah. James, what have you got?
What have you got?
Well, this kind of ties into another discussion, and that being other people's passions. And that having been around you guys and been in the orbit for like a term of movies and all the discussions about movies and all the directors and actors, I've now not just been orbiting it, but kind of my trajectory has gone into it a bit, because I've kind of been going in on movies as of late.
Yeah, jumping in the deep end.
And as a result, I do now have a letterboxd.
What's your handle?
House J. Because, like, as for like the last 8 years, it'd be like I'd watch 3-4 movies a year max.
Yeah.
I've seen fucking 3 this week alone. I've seen like 30 this year. I'm like in deep. And the movies I'm watching are like, it's like there is like the genre James would like. I don't watch those movies. I'm watching no movies from that genre. I'm watching the most like out left field stuff that is just like, yeah, I might like this. As a result, I found like 3 of my new favourite movies. I've seen Blade Runner. I've like caught up on some of like the old sci-fi ones, but it's like things like Incendies, Hard Boiled, Lehane, which I saw last night, which is probably my new favourite movie. And it's happened because I've just been around YouTube for so long that I'm just like going in. I'm starting to really appreciate film for what... Because I feel like growing up in a family that didn't really have critical thinking, you don't actually think. So you watch a movie and it's all surface level. It's like, oh, the action was good. It's like, if a movie just has good action, it's like that's like trash. I don't want to watch that. But it's like I'm viewing movies from such a critical view. It's like the cinematography, acting, all these other different variables to why a movie's good. And now it's because of that I'm watching movies like that. And I'm finding like amazing things. And it's really good. I'm in a goon hole for real.
You really are. The movies that you like, you'll say in the group chat basically every time you like finish a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm reading these movies you're watching, and I'm like, I've been meaning to watch that for like 5 years.
Yeah, like today watching Lane, you said it's been on your watch list, and you're like how I find movies. It's like I'm getting ahead. I'm like,
yeah, you've overtaken me.
So, and it's like I watched Suzume, came out in the 2020 animated film that's actually in the cinema here at the moment. So I was like, if I just look at it, it's like, yeah, I don't really have interest in that. But it was in the cinema, so I was like, I'm just going to go watch it, put the effort in.
Yeah,
and I loved
that was
it.
your
It was really
first solo cinema experience.
Yes, which is a big step, because going to the cinema by yourself is like, it's a confidence thing.
I think, a lot of people don't consider that even like an option.
Yeah. So I was just like, you know what?
I rate it though.
Yeah, I think it's actually great.
But
And I fucked up though, because for some reason I thought B was at the back. B's like right at the front. And this cinema was empty, but I was just like, I'm not sitting there. I'm just gonna go up there. And I happened to sit in a seat, and that was the one fucking like row that was full. And I was just like,
that's
fuck. But really good experience, and I'm really glad I did go to see just a film that I was just like that. And I'm gonna do it more often, because
that was the director of Your Name, right?
Yeah.
We did that movie on JARCast, and people got angry.
I've not seen Your Name, but I do recommend Suzume, because it's got some like cosmic horror stuff going on, and the animation, it's like they animated it at 40, so super smooth, and visually it's super impressive. I do love it a lot, but it's like I've seen Hard Boiled, and weirdly enough, someone actually mentioned in the comments last week about Hard Boiled because we talked about John Wick.
Yeah.
So Hard Boiled might be my favourite action movie, because it's like at the end of the first fight, it was like it cemented it's like just outright absurd like fight scenes, but like a level of goofy that had me like scream laughing at the end. And you have to watch it, because as soon as it happens, you'll just scream laugh because it's so absurd. But it's like it's got like shit quality.
It's just older.
There's something about it that's a bit rough and it's a bit shit, but it's like.
So sometimes I find that makes it better.
Yeah, like RR has shit quality, but it's like makes it so characterful.
Well, it's one of the reasons I really like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which if you haven't watched,
that's the thing. I've only seen one of those like Clint Eastwood westerns, being it's the Ghost Town one.
It's the Dollars trilogy.
Everyone's like dead, and he's dead in like this town, and it's like a revenge story. But he's dead.
Oh, is that like the
Unforgiven?
Possibly.
That's like the one I haven't.
But that's the one I've seen.
Yeah.
So I need to watch like some of these old westerns. But like at the moment, I'm really drawn to like foreign film. Like since seeing Hard Boiled, like I got you to a bunch of the other genre films. You know, A Better Tomorrow 2, The Killer. just so I can go in on these because I've got such a craving for that like Max Payne gunfights.
Yeah.
So like I'm just gonna keep going in, and I'm gonna take recommendations. Like you've given me a few like really heavy recommendations.
Yeah,
Like
that's the problem. Like when you start going into a lot of art house film, it can tend to be kind of heavier, but sometimes a bit more like miserable.
like for me though, like the media I like the most, be it games, movies, even like soundtracks or shows. I always love the really deep stuff. Apocalypse Now, Spec Ops: The Line, Incendies is now like, I watched Old Boy again recently. That's a spoiler for Incendies, so just blur that out.
Yeah, I'll just bleep it or something.
But they're quite similar. So it's Old Boy's the better movie, but I love Incendies more because it's just those deeper subjects that I love them. I can't get enough of them. And that you've given me some just seeing the synopsis. It's like. That's gonna be fucking worth. I know that's gonna be worth. So I'm gonna go into them gradually and So I'm taking recommendations. If you've got films that are gonna fuck me up, just give them, recommend them. But yeah, going in on Hong Kong films at the moment. So which is strange because I posted my letterbox on Twitter, and I went. Someone followed me, and I went on their profile, and one of their favourite movies was A Better Tomorrow. So I was like,
Letterboxd is actually quite good for finding things. Like lots of people make lists.
Yeah.
If you're in certain genres, if you're into certain niches, like there are loads of lists that can kind of get you in the right direction, or they like recommend things that are similar. Or, it's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad I have an appreciation for film as a result of you two. It's like that passion just rubs off.
Yeah.
And on extension for that is the other thing I've got into lately as a result of someone else's passion is jungle. Like I've moved away from Spotify to SoundCloud because that's where all the good jungle is. Like I'm so deep on jungle now because the guys at college, it's like I mentioned to him that I like some drum and bass, and it's like 2 weeks later I was on my phone, I saw 42 notifications because he just went off explaining the deepest jungle lore, and I was just like, you love this so much, I'm just going to go in. And now I can't get enough. It's like I listen to jungle every day. And it's like just someone else's passion can generally change how you view, how you enjoy music. Yeah. It's the best thing.
It's a crazy human social aspect, I find, where if someone is passionate enough about something, it's hard to not get excited about it. So if you're surrounded by that.
And it's like I'm so glad about film, especially.
Yeah. I guess for me, if I had to shout one thing out right now, it's maybe the best writing and dialogue and characterization I've ever seen in a TV show. And that's Succession, man. It's the final season. It's fucking insane.
Which Succession is this? Because it's like if I go on Sky, because we've got Sky in the book.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I saw it on there, and I was like, "Is that the good one, or is that like a shit one?"
No, that's the one, man. That's the one.
That's the one about the Sky guy, right?
About Rupert Murdoch, kind of loosely based on these billionaires and new tech
comedy
and Silicon
drama.
Valley overtaking old media and but more importantly in the name. Succession, who's going to take over the company and
right. Of course.
Growth, they're this just every character's horrible. They are the worst people you can possibly imagine, but what's so good about the writing is how they get you to sympathize with them, how they make them real humans, and you have this really complicated relationship as a viewer with them. You kind of hate them, but you kind of weirdly support them sometimes. You see
this is
like Mad Men.
This is the thing, because I've just seen it's a HBO.
Mm-hmm.
So why? And I'm starting to think, what is it with HBO that they make so much good stuff? Because you basically
crazy.
You just described Sopranos. They're all shit. But
all the people are horrible.
Horrible people. Yeah.
It's the same with Mad Men.
Yeah.
The majority of the best shows.
Is Mad Men HBO?
No, that was Showtime actually, but that I'm pretty sure one of the writers was one of the Sopranos writers.
Yeah.
So this shared DNA. Whereas Succession was written by Jesse Armstrong, who one of the creators of Peep Show, did a bunch of writing on Peep Show. Did a bunch of comedy. He did a few episodes of Veep. Did I think he wrote on In the Loop and stuff like that. A bunch of these really sharp, witty British sitcoms, and the politics. It's like combining everything he's worked on previously into like just the ultimate mix, where it's like the comedy's there, the dialogue's there, the drama hits when it needs to, the music's really fucking good. It's just like season 1 and 2 have this whole like arc where it kind of feeds into the Me Too shit, but it's from the company's perspective. They're like, Cruises has this like, they've been hiding this drama that's been going on in the cruise part of the company, and they're like scrambling, trying to figure out like who's going to take the fall, who's going to like try and destroy the paperwork. And it's like, the kind of really fucked up humor that comes from that, and that kind of in the loop sort of way, where it's like this mad business corporate scramble and trying to protect the stock price and all this. I absolutely love it. Especially this last season, it's like, it's just immense, like what they're doing with it.
So this is the thing with like when something there's a lot of good examples for this where it becomes so mainstream and you see it everywhere. It's like there is like this could be really good, as people are saying, oh, it's actual shit. Which is like the common thing. It's like, Squid Game like was everywhere, and like that was like a really good one. So it's like I see this everywhere on Instagram, Facebook about Succession. So it's like, I feel like this could be shit, but clearly it's not.
No, this is one you want to check out for sure. It's so good. I've never had this happen before. Like every episode when it comes out, I watch it twice. I've never done that.
Jesus.
Yeah, like normally within a day or two.
Wow.
I think it's that good.
Yeah, I've never done that with the show.
Yeah, I've never done that before. But I just feel like there's so much, like the dialogue is so juicy and it's like so quick. It's like I feel like if I'm not absorbing this twice, like I'm not even getting it all.
See, it's like there's only one actual show that I've actually done that with, being a full season though. It was like, finish the first season, I'm gonna watch it again, and that was OG Attack on Titan, because that, generally speaking, is a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece, and it's like, I know Attack on Titan is like a huge thing in anime, but it's like that first season is actual some of the best shit.
Very good. Yeah.
It's so good. I've seen it recently and it still stands up.
It's the only season of the show I've ever seen.
The only one you need to watch. Like generally, it's like that series. Generally, it's just like finish the first season. That's it. Don't continue. That's how you best to consume it.
Yeah, every time I think about jumping in and finishing Attack on Titan, I just hear that like, oh, it's been extended.
It's like part like 4, part 2.
Yeah.
Part 1 of 2. It's like become a mess now.
Yeah, but I think I know what happens. I read like a shitty translation of the manga
back in the day.
So I probably ruined like the delivery of it because all the dialogue was like fucked up and like mistranslated and bizarre. But
yeah, it's like I might be in on movies now, but I think it's going to take something to like have a jump to like a show, because it is more of a commitment. And I used to like struggle with finding commitment for a movie, but now it's like that's the only thing I want to commit to, is that like 2.5 hour block of like goodness.
So yeah, that's the thing where like I just love TV writing. There's something about it. So I started Twin Peaks as well recently, which I've just been meaning to do for so long. I've only seen a couple episodes. That's David Lynch. Again, I just love that format. I love the, especially like with the streaming, this is in relation to Twin Peaks, but like just streaming has like opened these doors where like episodes of things can be just what they need to be, like an episode of Succession can be like an hour, 10 minutes, and then another episode can be like 40 minutes. It's just like what it needs to be.
Yeah, it doesn't need to fit with all the other programs.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'll save anything about Twin Peaks for another day because it's too early on.
That's something I've always wanted to watch, though.
Yeah, I like what I've seen so far. I do like it. But yeah, definitely watch Succession. Definitely.
See, that's
I
the
think
thing.
I'll give it a miss.
I probably should finish The Sopranos first.
Yeah, that's
through,
way more intimidating, though. To be fair,
I got through season 2. I think I got to the end of season 2. I think, but it's just like now TV or Sky, like instantly, like I can't.
That's the thing, yeah. Whereas, as you say, all the best stuff is on HBO, but we don't have HBO here. We have
Sky now. The Now TV
Now
empire.
TV, the Rupert Murdoch owned Now TV. Sky shit, yeah, it is garbage, but like I just have to keep it because like all the best shows are on it.
I just can't.
Barry's coming out on it.
I just feel like whenever I pay for one of these services, I end up getting just like screwed over.
That is the business model. That's why it's such a successful business model.
A successful.
It's like the less streaming services, the better. Like,
Yeah.
The Pandora's box is open.
Like, yeah, when it was just Netflix, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
and now Netflix isn't even worth having. It's just a bit
it's probably
shit.
like the worst one.
It's
now.
the worst one by
garbage.
far because it's only got like really
Like, what original
shit
Netflix shows are there to be like, oh, you got to be there for that? You got to be there for that.
Wednesday.
People did like that. Tim Burton. I know I just can't, man. With some of it, you know, especially
I'm not
Netflix,
interested.
especially
Yeah, there's something about Netflix.
with the amount of time I've like committed to these like cool ideas for these shows, and they're just like, actually, now we drop them. Fuck it.
Yeah. The one that the only shows that get dropped by Netflix are the only good shows.
Yeah.
I think it's a miracle BoJack made it to like.
No,
made
I
it to
saw
its
some
ending.
comments saying like, if BoJack started now, there's no way it ever would have
Yeah,
finished. Yeah. It just came out at the
I
right
think
time.
their Netflix's demographic is like not me.
It's TikTok streamers and TikTok.
Kind of,
Yeah.
They do like a lot of
It's-
true crime. They do a lot of like
Bad
It's more
true
like
crime.
reality TV shit. Lots of
Sort of instant gratification.
It's like the
type.
mainstream of it's like the mainstream of streaming services. It's
easy
like
to make, like as cheap as possible.
slocks shit. Like they make some of the worst movies. Fucking Extraction with Chris Hemsworth.
Red Notice.
That other, what was that?
The Zack Snyder one.
Underground 7.
the,
7.
the Michael Bay one.
Yeah, that's Underground.
That was 7 Underground.
Underground 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
And,
green Alpha Male.
Oh my god, what a bad film.
Yeah, that Snyder zombie movie.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Gee, that's
watch
getting a
that?
sequel.
No, I didn't watch that.
They're all of those we just listed. They were like they're what is propping up the whole like platform. That's
Yeah,
what people
fucking
watch.
Triple Frontier.
Yeah.
Only good thing about that movie was that one scene.
Is that the one with Ben Affleck?
Yeah, and he gets
I thought
blasted.
that was like weirdly okay.
I remember that being actually alright,
I didn't like it.
didn't you?
It didn't have like any like style. It was
Yeah,
like very
yeah.
military.
It was very matter of fact. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like interesting, but it was like
That
when
was
I'm going for a
quality.
Netflix film. Yeah,
I was
With
expecting
the-
more
with the-
like something like that Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
shit.
Extraction,
that
yeah.
tier.
But with the they're weirdly good actors in that film, like
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac. And
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. That film generally has good like.
Yeah,
actor
they
sense.
probably carry it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one I do want to watch, and that's like really early Sons of Anarchy, because I know it got worse to the end.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Felt like the first few
I've
seasons.
I saw a bunch of it.
Watching that.
It's got like a little bit of cringe here and there.
Yeah.
The whole like biker thing.
But
can
that is,
be-
it is just a cringe. Like, this is kind of a sign you spent years as a biker. Biking is a little bit cringe.
It can be, yeah, and it makes me think of the fucking South Park episode. But what was the overlap? I think one of the writers from The Shield, his
Oh.
idea was that show, and
That's
that
cool.
you can see some of the DNA in it. It's got like, like in The Shield, they just have those hooks, and it's like, okay, no, now I'm in.
Yeah.
You've got me in.
Yeah.
They do that a fair amount. Yeah, it's got some good characters. Thor from Ragnarok is in it. Yeah, he's like one of the fan favorite characters. Yeah, it's all right.
See, that's the thing. I actually remember.
Leela's in
today.
it. Sorry to interrupt, but
Leela from.
from Futurama, yeah,
Okay.
she's like the biker mom, like matriarch.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I love Leela. Futurama rocks.
Yeah, it's weird because her voice just is Leela. You're just seeing like an actual human.
Hiya!
Yeah.
See, because you mentioned The Shield, it actually dawned on me last night of just like, because someone followed me on Letterboxd whose name was David Ass Invader, so I was like, the fucking man, actually, that's mine.
Yeah.
That's mine.
That's true. There is this weird the Shield DNA. Just like in
tied
there.
to us.
I can't believe it's actually almost cringy that I had a Facebook account called David Ass Invader. Like that. I had that.
Super obscure Shield reference. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny though with the messages.
That's classic. Yeah. That period justified social media. That was like it peaked there.
Yeah, that was gold. I'm sure we're all thinking of the same David Ass Invader quote.
Which one? There's so many that I can't
There are quite
remember.
a few, to be fair.
Oh, the stabbed one.
That
Why-
image of him, because it was like
It was
an
him
image of
leaning
him.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a suit on. You'll be stabbed, drowned, and left.
No, but I didn't get why I was so angry.
It was
Back-
super edgy, dude.
No, back then it was just like Alex would wake up and be like, I'm going to piss James off, and I woke up
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm getting angry at Alex.
Yeah, that's what it was. So true.
Well, it's getting dark in here. We'll see you after these messages.
Rock on! Bye, Bear Bear. Bye, Bear Bear.
I do declare, bye, Bear Bear.
Bear Bear shirts and mug available now. Check the description below.
I always forget to rate movies now.
Do you? I need to, otherwise I forget what I've seen.
Yeah, same.
It's literally the first thing I do. I'm such a movie twat. It's like I'm in the cinema, I can open
I
Letterboxd.
don't even watch movies for enjoyment. I only watch movies so I can log them on Letterboxd.
So true.
So I can watch the numbers go up, get the
I need the
dopamine hits
numbers,
going
dude.
up. You sure those were mine? I have no memory of these.
I don't know who else's they were.
You didn't buy them.
No.
I'm pretty sure they're mine, actually. They don't fit you, bro. They'll fit me, though. Take them
I have
off.
a couple of sweatshirts I don't want.
These are too big for me. I've got to have my belt
Oh,
done
really?
up quite a bit because I don't know. I'm a petite boy. I have small balls. Well, I mean, one is big and one is small.
So on this stuff, the show, we're going to talk about frick.
Pickle frick.
I like how people tried to gaslight me into thinking that Americans didn't use frick. And it was just a lie. They do use frick. And as a nation, we should disown them.
I use frick.
Yeah, frick.
What the frick? No way.
What the pickle frick?
What the pickle,
Pickle
dick.
frick, baby. Well, welcome to the second half of the cast where we answer questions from the Jar Media community. Head over to the suggestion thread on the subreddit. That's r/JarMedia, not us/FNAF. Not us/FNAF. Well, guys, Jonathan Toothass can get us going here. What's the worst nickname you've ever had? I've always known my friend Richard as Ricky, but he told me his dad used to call him Little Dick Boy. That's pretty bad.
That's the worst insult because your dad has probably seen your dick.
LDB. Yeah, you wiped your ass with your little baby dick. Just
Yeah,
there. Probably
dumbass.
pissing in his face.
Yeah, probably pissing all over him. All his body.
Yeah, so you got your revenge.
Sweltered.
So, I've been called many nicknames, many of them horrible.
Well, there's a difference between a nickname and like
An insult.
yeah.
So, honestly, I didn't have a nickname. That was probably the most like depressing thing.
My worst one is probably Vi.
That is a weird... I'd forgotten about Vi. That is a
Yeah.
weird one.
Yeah.
But it's more like a prefix. Vi Bobby.
Well, it's Viru.
Is Vi Bobby not a thing then?
No, because like
'Cause that's combining two
well,
nicknames.
yeah, but it's all like morphed because JVB, Jim Vi Bobby. That's what JVB.
I'd forgotten
stands
about
for.
Vi. Yeah.
See-
Yes, but I was called Vi quite a bit, which was mistaken as Violet
Really? By who?
by a certain individual.
Well, it's like...
Don't look at me.
Our mother calls me Migs.
Migs.
Yeah.
Or like a MiG-21.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
the origin of this one, Migs.
Well, no, she sent me a message today,
Hey, Mig boy.
calling you Mugnally.
Do you know what my nickname was? Jim.
Liar! You're a liar!
Was it also Alex at one point?
Well, no, but Alex is just my name.
Your middle name. Some people do that though. They go by their middle name.
Yeah, my
instead
middle
of
name
their-
is Alex, and my first name I am Jar in one person.
You're called.
I am Jim
Alex.
and Alex and James in one.
That is weird.
No, but like I've had multiple people. Just my nickname to them has been Jim. That's why
It's
it's
a
like the
common
whole-
nickname of James, isn't it?
Yeah, my identity was stolen.
Mm.
Jamie.
But to be fair, Jamie is 2 syllables and James is 1.
Yeah.
So I think Jim can have Jim for now, at least.
Yeah, but we need to settle this. That's why I want to fight you so much, so we can actually settle who is
Fight
Jim.
over Jim. The fight for Jim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd still be Jem at the end of the day.
You would be Jim by the end of the day, but I'd...
Set up one of those backyard wrestling MMA
Yeah.
No, I'd
things.
win in that case because it's not a stand-up fight.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
There's
but I
still
can
ref
kick
in there.
you.
Yeah, and I can... I'm not even going to say that.
You don't want to spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
Would you do a fucking...
It's a good thing that it's a good thing my pets can't answer this question because they're the ones who
Woman.
get the worst.
Yeah, woman is literally your dog's
The
nickname.
worst nicknames.
Go. Okay, so you know the whole premium voy, loy,
That all
pit
started
boy
with Paige.
yeah, that's all animal
She was-
nicknames.
It didn't start... It started with Argy, really.
Yeah,
His was a different vibe, different rhymes.
yeah, his was
Because
more
he was Bieber. That was his one.
Oh fuck!
Mm.
Don't. Just
Bieber.
hearing that word.
Hayes is voy and loy.
And woman.
I'm pretty sure it started with loy. Yeah, and then it just devolved from there, didn't it, loy?
What's our recent one? There's a new one recently, but I don't think you want to say it.
Bint.
I don't call her that.
You do. No, you do.
Do I?
Bint's become a very common name that all of us say.
Only
now.
if I'm angry. I call Billy Bint more.
Billy is a bint.
Binty.
Yeah, Binty, little Binty Billy. I call
Binty.
Billy Lila.
Lila.
Yeah.
I hate your nicknames for Billy.
Yeah,
Why?
I do as well.
It's confusing the poor girl.
What I've been calling them. The reason that is a bad one, actually.
Yeah.
I've
Is
been
it the one I'm
calling them. Just been borned.
That's not a nickname.
Just been...
I'll go up to her and go, "Oh, hello, just been born."
That's not a nickname. I
Yes,
think the
it
nick.
It's just been born or just been borned.
Both. Just been born. Any of them.
I don't think that's a nickname. I think that's just you calling her weird things, but they don't stick around long enough. To actually...
JBB, just been born. That's a nickname, man.
And there's the other nickname.
Say it and I might just bleep it out. What is it?
You know what it is?
No, I don't. What? Oh,
that was a nickname.
I don't know if
hence
the
why it's
JARlings
become-
are even capable or ready to have that discussion.
Well, it's been leaked on the job edit.
Yeah, I don't think we can. Like, I think this is too far even for Jar. But I don't know. It's complicated, man, because I feel like there's nothing wrong that has been done. By the way we're talking, it probably sounds like we're using some kind of racial slur or some kind of offensive
Well,
word.
the jury's still out.
Nah, I guess to explain it to the JARlings, I've kind of accidentally stumbled across a nonsense word that is not a word. I've checked, like,
You've gone through AI. You've actually checked
I
every
asked
corner.
AI. I checked various websites that have these like data banks of like offensive words and stuff. It's genuinely a nonsense word, but there's something about this nonsense word that sounds like a slur.
It's not that it feels.
It feels like one.
Feels
Because
like
when
a
you
slur.
tested it on us at first, and my instant reaction was just like, "That's offensive.
Yeah.
You can't say that."
But it's like
It's not.
objectively not.
It's not. It's a
But-
website. It's literally the name of a social media website.
Yeah.
It's like so.
Yeah,
And a company wouldn't base their social media on
exactly,
a
yeah.
word that
was
has.
my thinking.
Yeah.
But
that
it's just like
feels.
there's something.
No, but the anything can be a slur.
I disagree. Give me a suggestion.
Pocket.
That's not a slur.
Well, you could make it one.
Okay, make it one.
Well, no, because I want to be able to say pocket.
No, but you can't make pocket a slur.
You can.
Come on, guys! It's the one word left. The woke moralists haven't ruined.
We need to stand as the war on woke.
The war on, or like.
The war
Don't worry,
against.
I'll filter every one of those, so don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Well, does that mean I can say the real one?
The real one? I feel like you were making it into a slur.
Well, no, I don't think I was making it, so I think I already have.
Because that was the
I made the
that was the
slur.
litmus test, was like to bring it up and see where your minds went, and James within seconds managed to bring it to where I didn't want it to go.
No, I didn't mean to though. It wasn't like bad intentions there. I just I changed the
Well,
context.
no, you applied a fuel to the flame.
Yeah.
But I do have to admit, this is the thing I've been doing the last few casts, is like, I'll just choose a random bit where someone says something not offensive at all, and I just bleep it, so it sounds like something bad was said.
You're probably making us look even more like offensive than we actually are.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Sussy.
We're not offensive.
No, we're cowards.
We're offense sit us.
I don't sit on the fence.
You sit on the...
I sit on many things.
Punished Pizza says, you guys seriously not remember Gar Media? You guys made it up when talking about Seinfeld. That episode where there is a bizarro Jerry. Gar Media podcast is a podcast about a very specific topic instead of about nothing. Gary hates driving and the Japanese. Andrew loves everything. Ratia, Andrew's older brother, always sides with Gary to make his brother lose every argument. Or maybe I'm just gaslighting you. Thoughts?
You can't gaslight people who get gaslit.
I got to side with Gary on this one.
I'm siding with Wattier.
Yeah, I'm with Andrew personally. Final Afternoon 3319 says, this sounds like an ironic question, but I can assure you it isn't. As a female bisexual JARling, I've always questioned straight people's disgust towards homosexual sex. Could you ever see yourself having sex with someone the same gender as you, even if it is purely to tick something off the bucket list, even if you know for 100% you won't enjoy it? The same thing applies to me for gay people who haven't had straight sex. You may as well try a food, even if you're sure you won't like it. Why not? What could you possibly lose, except maybe your perceived masculinity? But who cares? There's nothing at all to lose, only knowledge to gain. And Jar James replied to that saying, the prostate is in the ass, that's all I'm saying. It's there for a reason.
I did reply that. That is the truth though. It's
No,
I don't agree of equating it to food.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
totally,
not. You can't equate
but
to that.
It's more like saying if you have a peanut allergy,
Eat peanuts.
well, just give them a go, and then
You die.
You die, yeah.
I feel like surely it's a thing where it's like, if that's something that's sitting in your mind and you're curious about it and you think about it constantly.
Well, yeah,
and
that's
you're
a
like,
whole different thing. That's like bi curiosity.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think
If and the like the I don't want to say disgust, but I can't think of another word, so I'm gonna say the disgust at the idea of like if you're straight, the idea of having sex with another man, if you're a man and you're straight, is inherently unpleasant because you aren't attracted to that thing.
But then you got to realise the prostate is in the arse.
Yeah, but then you get a woman to wear a strap on.
But then there's
True,
that,
that's the correct
there is
option.
that like the straight kind of misconception about like what gay sex is, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah,
not
but
necessarily
it's-
just like, you know, like that whole like, oh, you don't bend over because they're just going to get you, you know, like
No,
people
But that's
that
just homophobic.
But
That's
like
Yeah, yeah.
any sexual interaction is like somewhat physically based.
Mhm.
If you're not physically attracted to that thing,
yeah.
then like you're not gonna be turned on. You're not gonna be like attracted to that, and it's gonna be like, well, I'm doing like sexual acts with something I'm not attracted to, which isn't pleasant.
Mm.
When it says disgust, it's like
Yeah,
Well,
disgust
that's
is
why
the
I've
wrong
been
word.
that's like a.
No, but like to some people it would be. It's like
But then if it's the idea that someone having sex with you who's the same gender is disgusting, then it's like, is two men or women having sex that aren't you, is that disgusting? I think that's more of a homophobia thing than it, because it's like, even if I was 100% straight,
No, but if I would, let's say I'm gay and I think it would be disgusting for me to have sex with a girl, right? Then there's nothing wrong with that. But if I'm looking at two gay people and thinking, oh, they fuck, that's disgusting.
yeah, that's homophobia.
That's nasty. what two people do privately, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I guess
But-
the difference is more one side
It's-
of those
well,
has
yeah.
been historically oppressed, where being straight is like assumed almost, you know, like no one's being oppressed for being straight.
Yeah, but like the idea, let's say there is a gay man who finds the idea of a man and a woman having sex gross.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with your sexuality, because it's like
Your
if
your personal preference.
There's
yeah.
not anything wrong with that, and it's like most people who are okay with the idea of any type of relation with the same sex, that is bi curiosity, and that's like not everyone is going to be bi curious or bi.
Yeah. Did you ever do that thing where like you just look at gay porn to see if you get a response?
I've never ever looked at gay porn ever.
Really?
Yep. Never.
I remember doing that like once or something when I was 15 or so. And you're like thinking like, what if I am though? What if I like just haven't even thought about this enough? Yeah, I just went on it and was like, yeah, like this ain't doing nothing for me. So
Yeah.
See, that's interesting, because I probably am the most bi-curious out of us, and I've never watched gay
Well,
porn.
no, I mean, what I do most days is just sit and watch gay porn.
I'm stand you for that, boy. That's very
Kind of based, right?
that is basis. Like, what is the question again? I've completely forgot.
you may as well try a food, even if you're sure you won't like it. Why not? What could you possibly lose except maybe your perceived masculinity? But who cares?
No, I totally 100% disagree with it.
Yeah, I don't really see it that way.
Well, yeah, so it's like saying try eating dog. It's like, well, no, that's, like that disagrees with me. You know?
Yeah, I feel like with like how we were raised and stuff, like what gay people are getting up to, like I've just been like, I've never like been upset by that. I've never cared really. So everyone can do what they want, you know, in their own bedroom. I just don't give a shit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, if like Henry Cavill was like there and
Any
like,
day of the week.
and started like
Any day.
flirting with me, then it would be like, well, okay,
But does that not mean you're bi-curious? Because then you're just portraying that onto a certain person. But that's still like
No,
bi-curiosity.
but that's what I'm saying. It's not like I would go out and seek this, but it's kind of like what you said.
I say many things, but you're gonna have
what
to be
you
specific.
have said about like it. It's more about circumstance. If you found yourself like physically attracted to a man, I personally don't find the idea of it disgusting or like abhorrent. Like
No.
I'm not totally against it.
You
but,
know,
like,
this is. I think this comes into a greater perspective of not actual sexuality. I think it is just romance. I think in some situations, you can just meet someone who's just like, I get along with you so well, where you can put it in my ass. Yeah,
But
it's
like,
just
sure, like, do you think,
Hypothetically.
out of all the billions of people in the world, surely there is one dude that could match
everything.
one
you
different
want.
dude that could match each of us independently to like be a perfect partner, hypothetically.
No, the perfect partner for you is not the opposite sex, and I generally think this is 100% real. The perfect partner for you is the same sex, 100%.
What?
What do you mean? How do you know?
What the fuck?
No, but the thing is with like relationships is like there's not just the one that is made for you. Otherwise, like humanity would die.
Yeah, that's why like compatibility is such a big deal.
So there's like
There's a portion of
range.
people who are compatible.
Yeah, and if you're like more straight, then like if I, well, it's more like a sexuality spectrum. I reckon there's like three dudes, like Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Henry Cavill, who are like my three guys that would work for me, you know. And then
I
there's
hope
like it's a hypothetical, and
Okay.
but then like a broad range.
Would The
of
Rock be the
women.
bottom?
100%. Yeah. Ideally, it would be like one of those triple relationships.
Polyamorous.
You know?
Triple.
Well, not poly, but
yeah, well,
like
yeah, three
cheese
people.
kinda.
We're just always talking about threesome.
like the Rock was a wrestler, right? They did like
Yeah.
tag teaming.
Oh, it's like a tag
So
team
it's
deal.
like me, Ryan Reynolds, and the Rock.
That's huge.
But yeah, it's just like, there's whatever.
Yeah.
I ain't got. I was just like, if it happens, it happens. I'm not against it.
Yeah, but I do, like the weird masculinity comment. Like if a gay dude never wants to have sex with a woman, then like masculinity doesn't tie into that.
I know. I think it's I think in that regard, it's like a lot of the people who are outwardly homophobic feel that being homosexual is like not masculine. So I think that's what that comment is referring to.
Or it's that whole
so
like
much
meme,
as
isn't it?
using
It's like the
masculine.
American Beauty thing, or like a bunch of like Republicans that like are super anti-gay, but then behind the scenes they're going to bathhouses every week and they're fucking. A lot of people get uncomfortable about things
because
perhaps
of
they
their
haven't-
projected masculinity.
Yeah, they're like projecting things.
Yeah.
Complicated thoughts maybe they've never really gone into much depth on, or they've been raised a certain way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I do know what HAL 9 billion says though. You're a sleeper agent. You get to decide the sentence to activate you. What is it?
Oh, okay. Well, it's got to be something that someone can't accidentally say. It needs to be so specific.
I'd want it to be something like, you're right.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Mine would be rock on.
I feel like I'm the only person I know that says that.
Rock on?
Yeah.
Do I say no? I say that rocks.
You do say that works.
Yeah, I don't
That
say
works,
rock on.
bro. See, mine would probably be Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Just that title.
Yeah, that title is like game time. Because nobody ever says that. Besides me, I do it to myself.
The sentence that would activate me would be, I'm pretty sure that's a psyop. Yeah.
So you're just listening to your favorite podcaster and...
No, but because obviously if some people say psyop, so it could like half activate you. And that's a risk to yourself and like people around you. But like whoever says Neon Genesis Evangelion, it's like too complicated.
I don't know, man. You could be just like watching a YouTube video, like,
And
This
they
is my
mention it.
review of Neon Genesis.
Well, that doesn't get brought up in like normal videos outside of Jar. Often, no YouTuber just doesn't ever randomly mentions that, but I do.
I don't think there's any property, like all the years I've done YouTube and like read comments and stuff, any property that like has just stuck around like that.
No, bro, you don't realize.
Even if you reference it just a little bit offhand, comments just full.
Bro, nothing. Neon Genesis Evangelion sponsors a current D1 GP team in 2023. It has a racing team. What franchise has a fucking racing team 30 years since it came out?
Yeah.
Like, none of them do.
It has a really passionate fan base.
And every time they release a new model, it's just like, nothing is as big as Neon Genesis.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, it really is cemented in there.
And rightfully so. It's a masterpiece. I fucking hate it so much. It's actually a psyop that I love it that much.
Yeah, you have such a like strange relationship with that franchise.
But I don't. This is the thing. It all like stems from the days of 4chan. 'Cause it was like, oh, go on 4chan, go on the anime board, find the Neon Genesis Evangelion thread, talk shit on it. That's all I do every single day.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it at that time, but I went on these threads, and I'd argue over the show that I didn't even watch. And then when I went to watch it, I was like, man, this isn't as cool as those threads. This is shit. And it's been that way ever since. I've been psyoped into liking Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I don't like it.
You shouldn't, it's awful. I've never even finished it.
That was the photo. When we were playing Civ the other night and you said that, I like scream laughed because I was like, I didn't know that. That's like, that makes it all of this so much funnier. years of discussion on this fucking franchise. You never even fucking finished it. Did you ever see the end? You didn't watch the movie? Like, yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been over a decade since I've seen it, so.
I don't even know what it is.
No, but what do you think it's about, having seen me talk about it for like...
Robots.
It's actually a deconstruction of mechanism.
Shut up.
No, but that was a meme that you said all the time. So even you've made memes about it and you don't even know what it's fucking about. Because of me. You've been silent into
It's
it
about
by
anime
me.
girls and robots.
It's actually about depression and fucking...
What isn't about
nihilism.
depression?
BoJack.
It is like BoJack for weebs.
Let's do a couple more here.
It's actually about Christianity and biblically accurate angels.
Angels, yeah, true.
Biblically, haha.
Vandar Toker 123556 says, anyone excited for the new Zelda? The new trailer they released looks extremely promising, IMO. I've never really cared about this franchise, but that latest trailer, that was a very good bit of marketing.
Really good trailer.
Like, as someone who's like not even invested in this franchise in particular, that was like, that's giving me the feeling like I do. The music swelling and all this like imagery, and man, it was like really good.
Yeah,
really good bit of marketing.
I watched the gameplay trailer before that trailer dropped,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, they're like, because from everything else, it kind of looked like they've just taken the first one and then added like islands in the sky, Skylands, which is like, okay, cool. That first game's really good, so like I'm happy to have
sandbox
more of it.
driven.
But then they're showing this sandbox stuff that they've added, and it's like
you're like fusing stuff together.
Yeah, it's
making
like
things.
It feels like they're taking it as far as it can go.
Yeah,
you know?
a bit more enemy variety.
Yeah,
like the whole like jumping off the islands and like jumping out the battle bus down. It's really cool.
But here's the thing. It'd be better if it wasn't on a Nintendo device. If that was on PC with 60.
I hear you.
This is the thing. Nintendo Switch functions best when you're using it as a portable thing.
Yeah, don't I know, man.
Well, yeah, you've been like 6 hours today just walking around.
I was about to sell my Switch. I was about to do it. But then I was reminded Octopath Traveler 2 came out. I was like, you know what?
The amount of good quality, like, not good, incredible quality content on the Switch.
Fire Emblem.
Everyone's got like a handful.
There's something for everyone, yeah. Like, if you buy a Switch and buy Hollow Knight, that's not even, like, Hollow Knight's cheap as hell for what you're getting. Like, that is a
if you want to be a cringy, just nostalgia gamer like me, like, I could just play Mario Galaxy games, Final Fantasy 12, like all these random games.
Yeah, there's so much quality stuff, and like, when I'm playing on handheld, like sitting in bed or whatever, doing a poo-poo, you know, I don't care that it's not like 4K fucking 120 frames, you know?
For me, it's just the frame rate thing. That's it. That's all I care about.
Frame rate on a device like that, I don't care, you know? If I'm on my PC and I'm getting like sub 60,
it depends.
No, you getting sub 200, you're having a fit.
Well, yeah, I'm like launching things at people, you know? I'm walking down to the local garage and just shouting in his face.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends for me, because like obviously like Octopath is like a old ass nostalgia JRPG, turn-based, like sprite-based
with
thing.
giant Teslas in.
Yeah. But I mean, stepped up the art in that game.
I'd agree with the frame rate thing if I was to play like Apex or Fortnite on my Switch. Like, that would feel bad, but like Zelda doesn't require twitchiness.
Right.
It doesn't require reactions, or, you know, there's not going to be frustrations. Like, I mean, I have Dark Souls on the Switch, and it plays better than when I played it on the 360. You know.
How do you feel about like Smash though? Because I never played Smash Portable. I never did that.
It feels great portable.
Does it?
Yeah,
I've played it portable a fair few times.
It feels really good.
It is pretty good.
It feels like clean and smooth. And
because I was looking at that little thumbnail there, like, I forgot about you.
No, it's fun to just like jump on and fight an AI. Like, yeah, it's a great console.
Yeah, it's just getting old. It's getting old as fuck.
Yeah,
it is getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I buy the QLED one.
Well, like there are rumors there's going to be like just like when Breath of the Wild first came out and it was kind of like on Wii U on the next one, and maybe they'll do some new Switch or something with a better
QLED.
specs
A more powerful Switch would be nice, but
In games.
I'm not fussed about it.
Yeah.
I'll play it either way.
Yeah,
The
I
hardware
think I'd
doesn't
rather just like get a Steam Deck or something. I don't know.
They'd make so much more money if they put everything on PC.
It's the thing.
This is what but it's a very Japanese company thing to do.
It's
like old
it's
blood.
They've got the most
that,
loyal fan base out of any game company as well.
But it works. It's like that Star Wars thing we were saying about earlier. They've done the opposite of flood the market.
They
you know,
starved the market.
They starve the market and then they release
starve
a
it
Zelda game.
And they
it's
don't
like-
budge on price either. They're locked in.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo games, they just are always expensive.
and
Always.
then people buy them.
Yeah, and you can't get any like G2A or any CD keys.
Yeah.
Like, you never. You
Yeah.
just have to buy it.
Mm-hmm. And like Mario Kart sells like fucking 40+ million copies, and it's like
And the only place you can get it is on a Switch. So for all the people that don't have a Switch, they're buying a Switch to play these games. You know.
Mm.
I think the Switch recently overtook. Oh, it was some notable console. It was either the like 360 generation or the PS2. I think it was something crazy where it's like this is huge.
No way is it beating the PS2.
The PS2 was like
you'd be surprised, man. Like these handhelds, they just fly off the shelves.
It's genius. But in all honesty, like going forward, the only console I could see myself buying is a Nintendo console. I've got no need for an Xbox, no need for a PlayStation.
See what you're saying?
there'll be a point when it's like, you know, more cybernetic and whatnot. It's like you buy your Nintendo chip. Everything else you can just get through normal chips. You have to buy that Nintendo chip.
Nintendo chip, you put it in there.
In your
And
brain.
then you get your
yeah.
Nintendo iOS.
Yeah. You get to be Zelda IRL.
Penultimate
be-
one.
Oh no, I want to be Zelda.
Deviated Left Nut has one for you, James.
Oh no.
James, if Jim and Alex hypothetically expressed interest in Warhammer, what army would you recommend they start with based on their interests and personalities?
It's too difficult. Like, generally, it's so
Really?
difficult.
Nah. Why? I can't add anything, so I don't know the factions.
Jamie
and
knows
stuff.
some. Jamie does have
Alex
into
would be one of the pervy elves.
No, Alex wouldn't be a pervy elf. No, not
I
at all.
thought James liked the pervy elf.
Yeah, I do love the pervy elves.
They look like the Hellraiser things, kind of.
Yeah.
No, that's the Drukhari.
Oh, what am I thinking of then?
No,
The Drukhari are the Hellraisers. They're the pervy elves. They're the because obviously with the Aldari, they fucked Slanesh into existence through orgies and
yeah, 'cause
slaughter.
they live forever, right?
Yeah, and they got bored, so they needed dopamine, so they just fucked each other non-stop.
Yeah, and hurt each other.
Yeah.
They became masochist, sadists, crazy.
Yeah. So then you had them
sadomasochists.
split, and there's the Eldar in the current setting where they're controlling that, and they're in motherships and they're floating around the galaxy. And then you got the fucked up ones that are like, oh, if we just keep doing it, it'll be fine. So they just keep doing it.
Yeah. Well, it kind of struck me as more as they don't think about keep continuing doing it. They just love it.
Yeah, they're just yeah.
So
I
you don't
think I don't think you'd be a main faction. I think you'd all be like Chaos in a way. Alex is Zinch. Alex just loves the manipulation and the little
What's
games.
Zinch?
You'd buy a Zinch army. That's what I'd recommend you, because they're the ones that have the.
Are we talking 40k?
Yeah.
I feel like Alex would be something like robotic.
No, because the best we're talking about
Necrons.
actually getting into it, so armies. I think Alex would like Zinch because they're little blobs. They're dibbies. It's a dibby army.
Why, I can't find. I've got out this
do you
list of
spell
I
it?
can't see that anywhere.
TZEE.
It's what Space Marine, Orc, Tyranids, Necrons, Eldar, Astra, Militarium, Dark Eldar. Oh my god, Adeptus
Dark
Mechanicus, Techno, Archaeologist, Blood Angels.
That's
Deathwatch,
the
Space
main
Wolves.
faction. Zinch. Type in
There's
Zinch.
no Zinch there. Wait, what? How do you spell it?
TZEEN.
Tzeen. Zinch.
Yeah, and then just
Oh, the
he's
fuck.
the bird one. The bird. The
Oh,
big
that bird thing.
Yeah, Zinch.
They kind of look like kind of Greek inspired or something.
Yeah, and look at the little dibbies at the bottom.
They are like dibbies, like goblin things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
I've never seen these before, apart from that bird.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think
Yeah,
I'd
the Lord of
recommend that.
Change is cool.
Because they're
I do
really
like
cool
birds
ideas.
as well, to be
yeah,
fair.
and they're dibbies. So that's what I'd recommend you to buy and
What
paint.
about Jim then?
See, it's a difficult one. You're not orcs. And you know some various factions, so what would you say? Since you can actually make a choice because you're like aware. What suckers you in the most?
I don't want to be boring though.
Like what? But what would that be though?
Like just the human dudes.
The Space Marines.
Yeah.
Really?
I think they're cool.
The Space Marines are cool, and it depends
Okay,
on what
fair
what lore you kind of associate with, because they've all got different backstories and like.
I only know of like the Imperium.
The Imperium is like the normal military, and then the Space Marines.
Yeah, I
is
just
like
love how like cultish and like
just an Imperium. Yeah, there's loads of different. Yeah, like Darktide, that type of cultish. Yeah,
I think that vibe is just like sick.
Yeah,
you know, like I love in fiction when like a real living person is literally ascended to like godhood just through people like
fucking believing
in it.
Yeah.
So the emperor becomes like an actual god.
Yeah.
It's just sick.
It's
so sick.
Honestly, I think I would choose the Necron stuff. Like they look exactly like I would draw stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, that's why I said like something robotic for you.
Which is obviously the army I'm actually building.
Yeah. So I actually know a few of those.
You do, because you got the Silent King, and that's just a really, really cool model. And they're really kind of easy to paint as well. They're really like beginner friendly because they're like not super detailed. And their lore is just kind of sick as fuck.
Yeah, they're cool.
But no, I am built at the moment. I've got one 40k army which I'm building, which is the neck ones. I'm building a Slanesh army, which is kind of between the two. But I do have a box of Slanesh units to paint. They just cut all of their Slanesh units on the website, so I can't actually buy them anymore. Games Workshop being shit. And then I got some Ossiarch Bone Reapers. But they're like a skeleton kind of vampire faction. But their models look cool. But weirdly enough, I don't actually like 40k. Like, I love 40k lore. And that's like the reason I got into it. It's like the meatiest like lore ever. With any franchise, like Warhammer lore is like spanning 30 years.
It's incredibly intimidating.
Yeah. And I've seen all of Lutin's videos. I've gone in. I've got lore books. I'm in. But it's like, I love 40k lore, but I love fantasy models. Because it's like fantasy is so much more appealing in terms of like the factions you have. Because, you know, you've got vampires, like you've got...
Yeah, the fantasy stuff from what I've seen looks way
Vermintide. Cool. Vermintide is a rat faction that is all like kind of like sorcery. It's like really fucking cool. And you got like the Egyptian like skeleton army where they're all dead. And it's like this Egyptian...
Mm-hmm. What's the fancy version called if it's not 40k?
Just fantasy. If you type in fantasy, you'll get...
Just Warhammer.
Warhammer Fantasy.
Just Warhammer Fantasy?
Yeah. It's kind of been split because they made this really bad decision to reboot fantasy as a new thing, but now they're bringing back the old things. It's like this really confusing mess now.
Because there's a bit... They still got orcs.
Yeah, orcs is in both. It's an overlap. But with the fantasy, you have the dinosaur faction. Their models are amazing.
Is that the lizard men?
Yeah, lizardmen. All of their stuff is really cool. Because they're like Mayan, so they're like kind of prophecy, but they're dinosaurs. And they run around with clubs. It's like, it's amazing. I love it. So it's like, I like building fantasy armies, but I love 40k. For everything about 40k.
Yeah.
And it's like why I want to get back into playing Vermintide and Darktide, because they're just such great games.
Have they fixed Darktide yet?
No, it's getting better. It's slowly improving. Yeah.
I do like the vermin thing. That's cool.
Yeah, but I want to like kill them.
Yeah, they're like a
rats.
great faction to like fight, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're also the only faction in the setting that has nuclear bombs.
Really?
Yeah, they have nuclear missiles.
Damn, okay. Let's let Grimfield 2000 take us away then. Bear, with me for the big post. Long-time listener of the cast. I actually used to be a legitimate gooner. It's part of my life I'm deeply shameful of and will probably never tell anyone who knows me in person. I'm not sure if the Jar Boys are interested in hearing about the goon rabbit hole and goon culture.
Goon. Yeah, we go in.
So I'll leave it there. It was genuinely very unsettling hearing it come up in episodes as it brought back memories of a very dark time in my life. The funny haha nature of the cast has let me giggle at it when it comes up now, at the absurdity of it. So thanks for normalizing gooning, lads. Also, I think it's really funny when Alex yells, "Run," like the yeah, game on, whatever.
No, I think it is interesting because the whole gooning thing is going to become a bigger issue because porn addiction has become so much.
It's taken off a bit. It's getting meme more.
No, but this is the thing.
Referencing it more.
No, we've this is how fucking high up we are in the meme stratosphere. Gooning has become a common meme now, and it's like we've been talking about this shit for years.
Yeah, literal years.
Because I saw someone post a meme, and it was just like when a fake goon cell says something, you give them the goon stare. Yeah, I saw that. And it's like even normal YouTubers are mentioning gooning, and it's just like, yeah, what the fuck?
Must be that'd be interesting actually. Do you remember how many people were on r/goon caves back when we found
r/goon caves is what kind of like started the whole people knowing about gooning, because it was like, oh, these people have the most insane porn setups. It's like insane.
Yeah.
So from memory, r/goon caves had around, was it under 10k?
It was, yeah. It was a very niche community.
Now it's got 37k plus members. So it's a growing community of gooners.
We're quickly growing.
Yeah,
I think you're bang on the money, James. Like, it is something that's just going to increasingly expand.
Yeah, and but it gets worse because obviously AI is a thing, and it's just like if you can auto-generate these fucking videos.
Now it's got a title that has a subculture. It has a place to go.
Yeah.
We were watching a thing, like a video game. I don't really want to talk about the video game. A trailer for a video.
Yeah.
It's
it
everyone
looked like real life.
Everyone knows what we're talking about because if they've been on the internet, they've seen footage of it. It's scary.
Yeah. It's everywhere right now.
It's very scary, but like when you apply this stuff to
porn
as well, like it's a whole other discussion. The other thing that we watched, but like this could literally like kill the human race if you take it to its absolute extreme.
You know, it's basically the best thing I can relate it to is brain dances in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Where you don't have any sexual desire. It's just like you just plug in that chip and you're gooning. Your brain is literally gooning and you're not doing anything. Your brain is just being gooned.
That would be like Leo DiCaprio's thing. He would like sell his memories, you know? He buy his like cruise he went on. Like being Leo's
orgy.
Yeah.
It is scary, and I know that there's going to be more people like this JARling who comes out and just be like, yeah, I've been in the goon hole.
I'd be curious though if they're listening, if they want to leave any anecdotes or details.
Well, they say this is a call out to all gooners. Like, actually, let us know your gooning experience.
Yeah.
If you're willing to talk about it, sure. Yeah.
And how you got out of gooning.
Yeah, that's actually the interesting part. How did you stop?
Because I think it's genuinely
it's an addiction. It's like an extreme porn addiction.
It is straight up a full-on addiction.
Yeah,
and we've obviously talked about porn addiction on here before, and it is difficult to get away from.
Yeah, it's like the most extreme place of taking the like porn addiction.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like that.
Well, yeah, but like porn addiction now is like a normalized thing. Everyone, majority of men.
It's like taking that normalized addiction to the next level.
Yeah,
it's like finding a way to make it more extreme. Yeah, it is dark, but I'm glad this JARling got out of it. Respect.
Yeah, proud of this this ex-gooner.
Ex-gooner. Yeah, salute, motherfucker.
You should stop being a gooner and be a true gooner, an Arsenal fan. I can't believe their fans are called gooners.
No, I was just thinking that. Like, do you think if like gooning continues to grow, they'll have to change their name? They'll have to be like
they'll be mocked for referring to themselves as gooners because they're being confused with gooners.
Yeah, the true gooners.
Yeah, the real gooners.
Gonna reclaim the gooning.
It'll be the gooners versus the football gooners.
Gooners v Gooners.
Goon v Goon. And on that note, that's been episode beep of this one, guys. See you in another one, everybody. I'm a goofy gooner rock.